YouTube, back again with part 2 of my epic NES pickup of 3. I believe I've got 115 games to show you. Like I did last time, I'm going to try to blow through them fairly quick. I'll probably talk about a few of them here and there. But anyway, getting started, I'll start off with the 2 unlicensed games I got. And if you're watching this, you don't know what unlicensed games are. There might be a few of you. Well, Nintendo originally would only license certain games to be made for their system. And you'll recognize most of those because they're in these gray carts, and they'll have a seal on them that says Nintendo seal of approval or something to that effect. What's it say? Yeah, seal of quality. That's right. Official seal of quality for Nintendo. So any license cart would have that. However, other companies figured out a way around Nintendo's blocking technology. Had a chip in there to keep them from playing other ones. So Nintendo found, other companies found a way around that technology, which nowadays you can just open them up and pop some pins off a chip and it's all good from there on out. But these companies found a way around. So what I have is a couple of Camerica, which is a company that made games, and these aren't particularly good games. I don't think many of Camerica's games were good. But what I have is the Ultimate Stuntman in a nice gold cart. If you look at the cart, it's very weird. It's got weird design. It's got a bump here on the back, and then it's got this switch here. And basically the switch is to override the mod chip, or the chip in the Nintendo, basically. And it says if it doesn't work in position A, put it in position B. So there's 2 positions of that switch. And the other one I got is actually, it looks silver. I think it's a silver cart, and it's MiG-29. Which is a flying game, and that's also got the switch on the back because that's Camerica. So those are kind of cool to have. I prefer the licensed stuff, but nonetheless, that's part of the collection now. Alright, to get started on the pickups, the actual pickups, let me pick up a stack here. We're going to go through these fairly quickly. 3D World Runner. Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Heroes of the Lance. That was a really long title. I had to actually look at it to read it. I have another Advanced Dungeons & Dragons game you might have seen a while back that I got from 8-Bit Goomba there on YouTube. Anthony, thanks a lot for that one, of course. The Adventures of Lolo. Apparently belonged to Jeff B. at some point. And then, even better, The Adventures of Lolo 2 in a Nintendo dust cover. And that one's got the manual with it. It's the only one that had the manual on this entire lot that I bought. All 359 games, which was interesting. And then another one from the same company that makes the Lolo games. Air Fortress. Nice piece of tape on the back of that one. Airwolf, based on the TV show, of course. Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing. Nobody really cares probably about that one. Alien 3, which is weird because it doesn't seem like Alien 3 would have come out long enough ago for it there to be an NES game, but I mean 1992 I guess is when that came out. Directed by David Fincher, in case you didn't know Alien 3 was. And gets a bad rap with the Alien series. I actually like that movie, but I'm sure the game is awful because it's made by my least favorite developer, LJN. Horrible games they made, of course. I've said that many times. Arch Rivals. It's a great basketball game. Not as good as Double Dribble, though. Arkanoid, which is an arcade port, I believe. Athletic World, just a power pad game, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it uses power pad. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, based on the awful, awful movie. Back to the Future 2 and 3. Probably a horrible game. And Bad Street Brawler, which is actually, I believe this is a Power Glove game. I'm not certain on that, but I think that might have been a Power Glove game. Alright, so that's for the first stack. Next stack. I'm excited to have this one. It's a great game. It's simple, but it's fun. Balloon Fight, and that's a black box game, of course, so it's cool to have that. I'd like to get all the black box games. I'm pretty close. I just need a few of the more rare ones. Bandai Golf Challenge. Base Wars, which is actually a pretty fun game if you ever get a chance to play it. Bases Loaded 2, the second season. Not a bad game. pretty decent game. It's not great, it's very tough. Batman, Return of the Joker. Very happy to have that one. Battle Tank. This actually says Gary Kitchen's Battle Tank, so I guess Gary might have been the guy who made this game. I really don't know. One I'm really happy to have again. Battletoads. Ridiculously hard game at some points, though. Beetlejuice. Of course, from LJN again. They made all the movie-based games. Bigfoot. The monster truck. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure from, guess who? LJN. The Black Bass, which for some reason I rented this a ton when I was a kid. It's actually not a bad game for a fishing game. A Boy and His Blob, which is a fun game. And Break Time, which is not about taking a break, but about pool. Alright, next stack. The Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. Never heard of it, never played it. Burai Fighter. Again, I've never heard of that one before I got it. This one's in awful shape, but I'm happy to have the game because it's actually a pretty decent game if I remember. Cabal. Caesar's Palace. Just to tell you, looks like somebody actually paid $14 for that game in maybe November of 2002. That seemed like it probably was even overpriced then. Captain America and the Avengers. Pretty cool. Happy to have that one. Castle Quest. Caveman Games. The Chess Master. City Connection from Jaleco, with the stupid thing where they put Jaleco on the top of the cart instead of the actual name of the game. Clash at Demon Head. You might recognize that name from Scott Pilgrim. Well, this is the game that that band and that movie and book was based off of. Cobra Command. Pretty bad label on that one. Not G.I. Joe based game, by the way. Codename Viper. Pretty cool. Never seen this one. Really excited to have it. Conan. And Conquest of the Crystal Palace. So that's another stack. Alright, next stack. Another one for my Contra collection. I was really happy to get this too. Contra Force, which was actually only named Contra Force, I believe, in the United States. It was a completely different game in Japan, but nonetheless, it's part of the Contra series here in the United States. Cybernoid. I barely read that one because it's got a weird font. Darkman. Great movie. Probably not a great game, but we'll try it out. Daydreamin' Davy. Deadly Towers. Really awful game. Defender 2. Not bad. Defender of the Crown. Defenders of Dynatron City. That's an interesting title. Desert Commander. Dig Dug 2, which is, I love Dig Dug. It's a great game, so I'm looking forward to trying that one out. I'm pretty sure I've played it before. And Disney's Adventures in Magic Kingdom. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and show these off too. I set these to the side. What I have here is a Gyromite and a Hogan's Alley. And you can't feel them, but if you look, that's a 5-screw and a 5-screw. If you don't know what 5-screw means, original Nintendo releases used 5 screws, as opposed to, if you can see that, there's clips on that one. Later on they used clips like that one had, but these have no clips. So occasionally you'll run across carts, a lot of times Gyromite, Hogan's Alley, pretty common, that have what's called a Famicom adapter in them. Now the Famicom adapter was put in these carts because in Japan there was a shortage to get to the American market for Christmas time. This is at least what I've heard. Shortage for Christmas time to get these games to the American market. So what they did is they took Famicom games, which is the name for the NES in Japan. Well, they were 60 pin as opposed to 72 pin games, which is the amount of pins that it had on here. So they took what they made, a Famicom adapter, and they plugged the Famicom game into that with the translator, I suppose. I don't know how they actually did it. And then they plugged that into the cart here, so you could play those on an American system. So these have Famicom adapters in them. If you ever run across a 5-screw game, you want to pick it up and you feel the weight. I mean, it's very distinguishable. This is very light. These are very heavy compared to that. I mean, very heavy related. It's grams difference, but you can tell. And I've opened these up and I've made sure they both have Famicom converters. So it's very cool. I really wanted the Hogan's Alley Famicom converter. I think my buddy Bob from St. Louis Retro Gamers is wanting the Gyromite, so I'm probably going to trade that off or sell that off to him, whatever he wants to do, because he wants a copy of Gyromite with Famicom converter, which is cool. I don't need more than one, and I probably will never use it, but cool to have those. So I wanted to show those. Alright, so next stack in my alphabetical order here. Donkey Kong Classics, which is great. Donkey Kong 3, also great. Another black box there, both of them. Double Dragon 3, that completes my NES Double Dragon collection. And the Angry Video Game Nerd's favorite game, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He hates this game. If you ever watched him, that's his first episode, I believe. Take a look at it. It's a bad, bad, bad game. Elevator Action. I have no clue what it's about. Eliminator Boat Duel. F-117A Stealth Fighter. Pretty good game. Felix the Cat. Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge. Racing game, of course. Nice sticker across the label of this one, but, you know, it's a kid's game. Fisher-Price Firehouse Rescue. Flying Dragon. It's actually the Secret Scroll Flying Dragon, but I think that's reversed because it goes by Flying Dragon alphabetically is what I've found. Freedom Force from Sunsoft. And Funhouse, a game I've never played nor heard of. Alright, let me grab another stack here. Galaga. Great arcade game. I'm sure it's a pretty good port because it wasn't that intensive. Gauntlet. Another great game. Ghosts and Goblins. We're 3 for 3 on great games in this stack so far. Oh, ruined it. Ghostbusters. Not a great game. Goal. Soccer game. And Goal 2 with some more of those nice stickers. I never know what to call this one, but I dropped a bunch of Nintendo games just now. Go-Go 13. Pick those up. Sorry. Alright, now I'm nice and out of order here, but anyway, we'll just go with it. Gyrus. Gotcha. One I really was happy to get. I really wanted this one for a while. And Gumshoe. And if you notice, this is a 5-screw. This does not have a Famicom converter. It's very light. Guerrilla War. Gradius. Great shmup. Shoot 'em up, for people that don't know what I'm referring to there. Guardian Legend. And Gunsmoke, which I already have, but this is a variant label. There's 2 different labels for Gunsmoke. This one was, I mean, it's a art label, but it looks a lot nicer than the other label. The other label is more cartoony than this one, but happy to have, like, because this is one of the first games I got when I got my NES back in the mid 80s. Whenever I got it, I can't remember the exact year. I'm sure it was like 86 probably. But when I got it, I got this game and I got The Legend of Zelda, and I couldn't have started out with 2 better games. So Gunsmoke kind of holds a place for me in my gaming history as one of the first 2 games I got, at least that I remember getting. So Gunsmoke, great game too, by the way. Alright, now we have another stack here with Hatris. High Speed Pinball. Hollywood Squares. Home Alone. Another black box game that I needed. Ice Climber. Great game. Ice Hockey. And The Immortal, which has very cool art on it. I really like the art on that one. I'm sure it's not a very good game, probably. You never know, though. Maybe it is good. I've never played it. Alright, more from this stack. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This is the Taito version. There were two versions of this game came out. Different, actually, when they released them. But there's an Ubisoft version, too. This version's not worth near as much as the Ubisoft version. The Ubisoft version is very, very much more rare than that one. Infiltrator. Iron Tank. Jack Nicklaus Golf. Kind of a cool one. I didn't even really know this existed until I got it. Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. Jaws. Hope somebody gets that accent that I just did there. Jeopardy, this has got the Junior Edition, and then Jeopardy 25th Anniversary Edition. Alright, and the last stack, and then we'll call it a day on this video. Joe and Mac. It's a good game. Jordan vs. Bird. It was the top of their career probably when that came out. Jurassic Park. Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Weird name. Haven't played that game, don't know much about it. Game that I remember playing a lot when I was a kid. Karnov. Probably because it had just a cool label, and I actually like this game. It's a pretty good game, in my opinion. King's Knight. Great game. Kirby's Adventure. You ever get a chance, play Kirby's Adventure. Kiwi Craze. You know, I remember playing this game, and I don't remember much about it, but I'll probably check it out again, maybe in a 5-minute video here soon. Knight Rider. Krusty's Funhouse. And lastly, Kung Fu Heroes. So that is the first half of, well, I take that back. It's like the second third of the pickup that I got last week. I think that was about 115 games that I just showed you. The next video should have about 116 and finish out everything that I got. I think you saw some pretty good games here. I really was excited to get this lot, as I've said, and I thank the person who sold it to me again for sure if they're watching this. I really appreciate it, and can't wait to actually get these on my shelves, which I'm out of room on my shelves because I wasn't prepared to have this big of a pickup. But I'll be back soon with my last video related to these, and I don't know how soon it'll be before I have another video, because with what I spent on this, I'm probably not going to be buying a whole lot for a little while, but we'll see. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'm pretty close to 50 subscribers at this point, so we're going to do a contest at some point after I get 50 subscribers. Probably ask you to do a video or something and throw some games in for the prize, ship them to you, and then you can do a video with those, hopefully. Thanks for watching.